I can't. I need a bell. I need another bell.
We need a bell. You can't take that. You can't take that. Got another round here.
We were both wrong, but his answers were better.
Why are you saying so many slurs?
I haven't said any slurs.
Stop saying so many slurs.
Mr. Mamdani, what do you think of our woke ring girl?
I was running errands and they asked me to join.
Good. Yeah. All right. Let's get back to the debate. He's not. He's been dead.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
He died in like 1983.
Yeah.
Let's get to the next round here. Okay. All right. Mr. Moses, you built a vast amount of public and affordable housing in New York City.
Yes.
Clearly, you care deeply about the most vulnerable New Yorkers.
Yes.
How important is affordable housing?
Oh, so important. I built so much of it out of the kindness of my heart, not because I legally had to, or because it gave me political clout. You know, I love who lives in affordable housing?
Huh? People? New
People?
Yorkers? New Yorkers?
What's the word you used?
That I used?
Yeah.
Vulnerable New
people.
Yorkers. Yes.
Oh, I love the vulnerable people. Oh, I could mwah, mwah, mwah. I could kiss their little foreheads. Because they need to go somewhere. The vulnerable people, you know, so you gotta put them in a place and have that be where they are.
I'm gonna cut you off.
Yeah, thank you.
Mr. Mamdani, how important is affordable housing?
This is the most important issue in our city, right? We are living in the most expensive city in the United States of America. 1 in 4 New Yorkers are living in poverty. And we know that, in fact, it's almost every New Yorker that seems to be living in a permanent state of anxiety. Because either you can't find a place that you can actually afford, or the one that you can afford isn't a safe and habitable place to call your home. And when we talk about homelessness, we know that is intricately connected to this same crisis, because every time the median rent goes up $100, the rate of homelessness goes up 9%. The clearest way we keep people in their homes is by making sure they can actually afford their homes. That's why we're going to freeze the rent for more than 2 million rent-stabilized tenants across this city. That's why we're going to make it easier for everyone to build housing across this city and have the public sector build immediately affordable housing so that New Yorkers with the median household income of $72,000 for a family of 4 have a place that they can actually call their home and don't have to leave to the suburbs where Andrew Cuomo lives or to Long Island. If they want to raise a family, they can actually do so here, and they can do so because city government is finally taking care of them.
See,
Thank you.
I'm sorry, you keep coming back to this thing, and this is where you're losing me. Is you're saying that the government in this city should be designed to help the people who live in it?
Yes, that is my radical idea.
That's very confusing to me,
Yes.
and not something I'm familiar with.
Mr. Mamdani, what is one idea from one of your mayoral opponents that you fully support?
This is a great question. You know, Zelnor Myrie put forward an idea about universal after school. And I think that's a great idea. Because I think that after school, it's not only a great idea for parents who do not get off work at the times that their children get off school, but also for children for whom those are the programs that so often inspire and create the passion that sustain a young person through their schooling.
Thank you. Mr. Moses,
So
has there ever been a good idea from anyone that you didn't like?
look, I know we're ragging on Andrew Cuomo a lot tonight, but I do agree with one of his ideas, that the mayor of New York should be bad. I actually think that's an idea of his that I could get behind. I worked with a lot of terrible mayors in my time, and they're soft and malleable. When you get a real shithead in that office, you could just do so much. It's like walking through tissue paper. So that's an idea that I agree with from one of our opponents.
Beautiful.
Huh? Yeah, there we go.
There
I
we
got
go.
one.
Mr. Moses,
Ah.
your opponent wants to bring back pandemic-era outdoor dining. What is your opinion of outdoor dining?
No. The street is for cars. Okay? If you want to eat your dinner in the street, you got to be dodging cars. All right? Listen, when I go to a restaurant, I want to be inside where the doors and the bathroom is. Okay? I'm not a cat. leave a can of tuna on the street, all right, for me to nibble at. Don't eventually bring me into your home once I've warmed up to you. Don't take me to a vet and get me checked for ticks, and then give me a little microchip, and now suddenly I'm your cat. I'm not a cat.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
Good
What
points.
do you think we need to do with outdoor dining?
Well, I do want to agree. This man's not a cat. I think he made a very, very compelling case. I think we need to bring back outdoor dining. I think we need to actually have a program that is functional. The one that we have right now is basically impossible to navigate for a small business. And what we're seeing is that we're asking these restaurants to put up structures that cost thousands, if not tens of thousands of dollars, and then bring them back down almost immediately after. And it doesn't make economic sense for them. And we also have to think about the fact that it's not just the fiscal benefit that this program brought, it's also the fact that it showed what our city could be. And I think we need more of that, and it's a more productive use of that space.
Thank you. Mr. Mamdani, as mayor of New York, how would you use the bully pulpit?
The bully pulpit. So people have described the mayor of New York City as having the second most powerful bully pulpit in the country. And I've seen our current mayor use it to come up to Albany to fearmonger about our criminal legal code and to tell us that if we made one adjustment, then we would have public safety. And every year we relent and we make that adjustment, and every year he comes back and tells us, turns out we still don't have that public safety. What we need to use that bully pulpit for is working class New Yorkers. And when I talk about making buses fast and free, delivering universal childcare, a lot of people ask, how are we going to pay for it? And I say we're going to match the top corporate tax rate of New York to that of the radical socialist utopia of New Jersey. and just by doing that, you raise $5 billion by taxing corporations who are making profits of millions of dollars a year. And to do that, to deliver that tax, is something that you have to do with Albany. And that's what I'm going to be using my bully pulpit towards, is funding the very programs that we so desperately need here. And I'm confident that we can do it because that's exactly how we got universal pre-K in this city. We went to Albany with a mandate that voters delivered for that very program, found new funding, and now we have a way to actually make it a little easier to raise a family here.
Would you use a follow-up? Would you use that bully pulpit to protect New York City from our current president?
Absolutely. That's a very easy and straightforward question because I think, we have a federal government that is putting New York City within its crosshairs on almost a daily basis. And we have seen two options in how to respond to that. We've seen Eric Adams, who has offered us collaboration with that government. And we have seen Andrew Cuomo, who's offered us cowardice. And you can hit that. And I want to give you an example. A Palestinian New Yorker was detained in his apartment building lobby. His name is Mahmoud Khalil. He was detained without any charge, and he is still sitting in an ICE facility in Louisiana. It took Andrew Cuomo 72 hours to issue any kind of statement about this unbelievable attack on our First Amendment and our city and our actual New Yorkers. And then within 24 hours, he walked that very statement back. We need a mayor who will stand up for every single New Yorker, not one whose super PAC is funded by the same Trump donors that put Donald Trump in Washington, D.C. We need one who's accountable just to the people of this city.
Thank you. Mr. Moses, I know you're unfamiliar with being a bully, but how would you use that power?
Pass.
Pass.
Yeah, his
he's on
answer
the
was
ropes.
real good.
He's on the ropes. All right. Mr. Mamdani, I'm going to start with you again. As stated earlier, I lived in Astoria for 8 years. As did at least two other as did at least two other comedians on this show who might be on stage right now. And we want to know, I think what everyone wants to know is, what's the best place to eat in Astoria?
Wow, this is like the freeze frame in the dock when the campaign goes totally south. The best place to eat in Astoria, I'll give you some of my favorite places. I'll be a politician about it. One great place is Boishaki on 36th Avenue. Great Bangladeshi food, if anyone ever goes. Another is a cafe called Little Flower, which is also on 36th Avenue, which is also the nickname of the greatest mayor in the city of New York's history, Fiorello LaGuardia. Another great place is Bahari Estatorio on Broadway. Great lemon potatoes. And then finally, I have to shout out Abu Kir on Steinway, which is Egyptian seafood. It's incredible. And hopefully I haven't offended any of my potential voter base.
Lemon potatoes are my favorite thing to get at a Greek restaurant, so you scored some points there.
Limonatas.
Say something good about me next time.
Shut up.
Are you on his side?
What do you think? Mr. Moses, best place to eat in Astoria.
I was also going to say Abu Kir.
Mr. Moses, noted fan.
Oh, I love a good
seafood from Alexandria.
Yeah, Egyptian seafood. Mwah.
He's tapped in. Okay, Mr. Moses, what do you think of the proposals to make it easier to hospitalize people with mental health issues against their will?
I'm sorry, he gets what's the best restaurant in Astoria? And that's what I get?
Yeah.
No, yes?
Mr. Mamdani?
Look, I think ultimately any public policy has to work backwards from delivering the stated goal of it. And I've often heard involuntary confinement invoked as the way that we can bring stability back to New York City. We can serve even the New Yorkers who are in the throes of that mental health crisis. But if you look at the studies, there are lots of questions as to whether or not it's truly effective. And that's why at the core of our proposal has been to scale up what is already working in New York City. There's a model that is peer-led rehabilitative programs known as clubhouses. One of them is known as Fountain House. There are about 16 clubhouses in New York City. These facilities decrease hospitalization rates by up to 45%. They increase employment rates by more than 50%, all for New Yorkers with serious mental illness, SMI. And they cost $4,000 for an entire year worth of service, which, to compare, is the cost of having a New Yorker on Rikers Island for 2 days. And we are comfortable as a city having Rikers be the single largest mental health facility in our city, the second largest in the entire country. And it's not only a moral failure, a political failure, it's also a fiscal failure that it costs us $550,000 to incarcerate a New Yorker, and we don't want to actually provide them the services that are more effective and also more fiscally appropriate for the city.
Thank you. Mr. Mamdani, if New York was a cookie, what kind of cookie would it be?
Wow.
That's his question?
Wow. If it was a cookie, what kind of, okay. I'm going to be honest, I don't have a good answer to reflect the city. I'll just tell you my favorite cookie.
That works too.
Sugar cookie.
Sugar cookie.
Gotta be a sugar cookie.
Mr. Moses?
I don't know. I like Fig Newtons.
Is it even a cookie?
No, it's fruit and cake. Oh God!
All right, Mr. Moses.
This is going
the
so
last
badly.
question is for you, Mr. Moses. Are there still people like you, like Robert Moses, in New York City politics? And how do we deal with them? And how do we get rid of corruption?
Well, I'm not corrupt. I'm a nice guy, right? Your old Uncle Robert, huh? He's good. He takes care of you. I built the thing he said, Astoria Park. There's a pool there.
Mr. Mamdani, how do we rid New York City of corruption?
We stop electing corrupt politicians. That's one of the first things we do. And I think, I started running this race to defeat Eric Adams' second term, and I'm still doing that because that's what Andrew Cuomo is running for. He's running on the same platform, the same donors, the same corruption. And this is a guy who set up a commission in Albany to investigate corruption, and when it got too close to him, he shut the entire commission down. That's what we're looking at. And when we have questions about our streetscape, and you hear a lot from New Yorkers with concerns about the way that it's used today, and oftentimes I'll have questions about e-bikes. And what I often talk about is so much of what's happening in our streets is downstream from the economic model of food delivery. And if you think about one of the largest companies that does that, it's DoorDash. They just donated $1 million to Andrew Cuomo's super PAC. $1 million so they could buy influence over labor regulations, street regulations. What we need to do is challenge that kind of economic model so there is no incentive to go beyond the rules and regulations of our street. And we know that that's the same people who are profiting from it are the ones who are trying to buy the politicians that they think are going to win this race. But we know we're actually going to defeat them on June 24th.
Okay. Hold on.
Where am I? Where?
Okay. Wrap it up. That's it.
You won. You got it.
Winner of the debate, Mr. Mamdani! We'll be back after a 5-minute intermission. Take care, everybody.
Thank you all so much.
My boy. My good boy. Take me out.